Good morning, Bombshells. Thanks for coming back to my channel. My name is Ashley, and today we're going to jump into how I get ready in the morning and how I do a quick makeup look to make sure that I look fresh and awesome. So if you want to see how I go from this to this, stay tuned. Now that we have ceremoniously brushed our brows so we're not killing ourselves and others, let's get into washing this mug. I have extremely oily skin, so if I don't wash my face and then moisture bomb it before makeup, the oil production in my face ends up breaking through my makeup towards the end of the day, well, halfway through more like it, and it's just not going to be a pretty situation if I do not hit it where it hurts very early. So what we're going to wash our face with today, it is called Dark Angels from Lush. I really like the Dark Angels. It is a face and body cleanser. It has an activated charcoal. It's coarse, but it's not so coarse that you feel like you're gonna be like scrubbing your face with rocks. Okay, it comes like this. You see how much I've used of it. I really do like this stuff, and it's just more like a little putty type paste in here, and you see it transfers off pretty well. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a small quarter size amount of it in your palm, and you want to rub it in with a couple of drops of water. Now you don't want, this stuff will start to disperse in water very quickly, so you want to keep it in the palm of your hand when you're doing this, and just rub it in there until it becomes more like a paste or the consistency of a mask. Then you can kind of do prayer hands like this, get it all over the place, and then begin to scrub your face. Well, today I am using the Nuetragena Hydro Boost Water Gel. I tend to bounce between this one and the Hydro Boost Water Gel Cream. So because I have the water gel today, what I'm going to do is kind of like do a double layer of moisture. And when I say I put a lot of this stuff on, yeah, it's not even funny. If there's one thing that I have seriously learned about combating the oil production in my face, is that dry skin is the devil. Moisture is the only thing that is going to help your skin realize it does not need as much oil as it's producing. So balm your face. We are going to go in for layer 2 of a moisturizer. I'm telling you guys, this isn't necessary. At least for me, if I do not moisturize my skin, it will rebel against me. So let's get this layer 2 on. Another thing to remind you guys about with the Dark Angels facial and body scrub, don't come after me. Wash your things when you're done washing your face, okay? Okay, so for primer, we are going to be using the Hydrogrip primer from Milk Makeup. I know everybody has seen this already, so we're not going to waste that much time on it. But I really do like it for my problem areas. We're going to be using the Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation from NYX Cosmetics in the shade Cocoa. I really do enjoy this foundation. The brush is also from NYX. It is their foundation brush. I really enjoy that. It helps disperse the product pretty evenly for me. Concealer is pretty simple. Tarte Shape Tape in Deep Sand. And as you guys can see, it goes under the normal places, underneath the eyes. I don't like to bring it down my cheeks too much. I have an interesting face shape, considering I have a round face, but it also can be rather long. So I just like to put it under there to combat the darkness under there. And then, typical down the bridge of the nose, forehead, and chin. I do it at the corners of my mouth because my mouth can get rather dark on me. And putting that lighter concealer there helps to kind of like balance out the darkness, and it helps my, my lipstick later on look a little bit more sharp. This is a beauty sponge from Bakerie. Their sponges are actually really good, and I've found really good success in using them both wet and dry. If you're asking about about why is there concealer under my brow like that, it is kind of like a pre-chisel for my brows. Considering I have like pretty wily eyebrows, and they tend to fight me quite a bit, so this is kind of just like a little bit of cleaning up the eye area, as well as prepping my eyelids if I decide to do shadow, because like I said, I have darker eyes and darker eyelids. So using a concealer like that really helps me kind of like, you know, give me a really like solid base to work on and gets rid of that discoloration. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in Ebony. I actually really prefer a darker brow, even though my hair is blonde. It's growing out now, so that's why I can see that little two-toneness. But I used to be a fan of the I used to be a fan of the Instagram brows, like, you know, really drawn in, they're really cut out. But I have grown to appreciate the wiliness of my brow hairs, and I try to work with them rather than trying to force them into submission. So I like the pencil rather than the pomades because it allows me to get a more feathery brow that I prefer. This is the Sigma E68 Line Perfector. I use this with my Tarte Shape Tape to clean up my brows. Like I said, they are rather wily and they kind of own everything. I have to spend quite a bit of time on my brows, but with the practice and experimenting with different products, I've found a method for my brows that I like. Now this side of my brow is always giving me more trouble than the other side, so I kind of go back in and recut it with the line perfecting brush, and then using my sponge to kind of get rid of those harsh lines as well as any creases that may have started in my eyelid while I was focusing on my brows. There you go. Kind of like that. From here, sisters, not twins, we'll be alright. Now, here comes the fun part. This is the Maybelline Fit Me powder in deep. I do have it in dark, and when I used to like do cream contour and stuff like that, I used to like to mix up the powders. But here, only places that I really set are my problem areas, which is around my mouth, underneath my eyes, and on my forehead. I have big cheeks and a round face, so I get crazy laugh lines. So that's why I set around my mouth. And I don't use a lot of powder. The majority of it will go on my under eyes, and then I'll disperse the rest. Okay, so this is the Morphe G36. If anybody remembers the gunmetal series, leave it down in the comment. Let me know if anybody has any of the gunmetals. The bronzer that I'm using is the Hoola Toasted Bronzer. I searched for a really long time to try to find a bronzer that wouldn't make me look too red or just ended up looking muddy. And the Hoola Bronzer in Toasted really does the job for me. So love it. Put down in the comments what your favorite bronzer is, or if you've also similarly had issues locating a bronzer that worked for you. And like I said, the majority of this I will put in the hollows of my cheeks, and it also kind of doubles as kind of like a contour for me, but I already have big cheeks and high cheekbones, so I try not to over accentuate that too much. This small brush that I'm using here, it came in a Real Techniques small eye brush set, so it doesn't necessarily have its own number or name for the brush, but it's just like a little angled brush. And I take the Hoola bronzer and I do my nose contour with it. I just follow a natural line from my brow bone, something else that I learned from Jackie Aina here on YouTube. Now what makes this kind of a simple get ready, you can do this when you're trying to get out the door in the morning, is by using your products in multiple ways. Now here I am taking this MAC 224 brush, like the big fluffy blending brush, sorry, and I am dipping back into my bronzer so that I can kind of use it to give some definition to my lid space. Now I'm not bringing it all the way down towards my lash line, sorry, but I'm just kind of keeping it in that crease and then blowing it out upward to try to give me some dimension and separate the space of my lid from my lash line. So you can see that there's just a little bit of color depositing there, and that's what I like about this bronzer. It kind of just acts like a natural shadow on you. So that's why I like it for multiple things, for bronzing, for contouring my nose, and for quick little touch-ups like this For blush, I see we're using the Saharan Blush Volume 1. And we're going to mix those two colors together. This is just a Lexi blending brush that I got in my BeautyCon bag one year. And it just has the greatest shape ever for big cheeks. Yeah. So I guess that's what I was just trying to show you guys there. When it comes to your cheeks and your blush, you want to smile and look at yourself, but you never want to put the brush directly on the apples of your cheeks. You'll end up looking like a clown. So you want to go just behind that and then sweep it backwards so that you have a kind of like a natural flush and you will not end up looking like a clown. Alright, everybody's favorite part, eyeliner. This is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. And if you have stability issues when it comes to using liquid liner, I highly suggest using your pinky and resting it on your cheek to give you some stability. I had some difficulty doing this on camera, so I stepped off. Got that done. So now this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Set it up, y'all. This is the Morphe E21 highlighter brush. And we're going to go back into the Juvia's Place Blush Book 1 and use the color Lila as our highlight. I really like this highlighter because it's effortless. It kind of just gives you that really pretty glow without you having to worry about taking the time to make sure you don't go overboard with it. Super pretty. And I like to do my highlight after I set my face, because the amount of setting spray that I like to put on it tends to take some of my highlight away, and then I try to top it off again and then it comes off too harsh. So I like to do highlight after I set my face. We're going to take it down the bridge of the nose and the tip of my nose as well on the Cupid's bow, and whatever is left on the brush you'll go ahead and just dust off any extra places that you'd like. This pencil that I'm using is the Urban Decay 24-Hour Glide On pencil. It is their black color. It's essential for me to use a liner. I have uneven lips, sorry. I have uneven lips, and so liners really help me reshape my mouth so I can get the desired pout that I want. This is the best black lipstick I have ever used in my life, y'all. It is $1.98, okay? It's from Black Radiance. It is just so smooth and creamy. It doesn't dry me out. It doesn't crack. Like, oh my God, it's so good. So from here, I am taking my angled Sigma brush that I use to cut my brows with in my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to clean up the corners of my mouth so I can get that nice sharp clean line, and then using my blender to blend any residual left over. This is the Man Eater mascara from Tarte. You can see none, and with the mascara on, it's really good for your lower lash line. And here we go, guys. Finished look, all done. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you could see what I was doing, and hopefully I explained it well enough that you guys can follow along with me. Hit me up, let me know. Go down in the comment section, leave me a comment, something that I may have confused you on, more product information, which I will list everything that I use down in the description box and link it if it is still available. Some of the stuff I have had for many years. Leave it down there in the comment section for me, and please don't forget to like this channel, leave me a comment, and subscribe. Make sure that your notifications are on so you know every time that I upload a new video every Friday. Have a great day, bombshells.